I do have my state attorney present. Mr. Stewart, please announce your presence. Mr. Stewart, you're muted.
Sorry. Good morning, Judge. James Stewart for the state.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. All right. Ms. Woodley, is this gentleman behind you, is he your client?
No, he's not. He's self-represented, sir.
All right, let me go ahead and address this gentleman first.
James Michael Altenberg, case number 21275, MM.
So you can come up to the lectern. Take your time. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Judge.
This is 21MM275. Mr. Altenberg, you're here for an arraignment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to inform you of the charge pending against you, and then we can talk to the state attorney about whether or not there's an offer for this case. State, is there an information filed yet?
No, Judge. I'm going to ask for a 1-week continuance of the arraignment. I'm still waiting on some documents from the sheriff's office. However, I anticipate he probably will not need to come back next Monday, but I can't officially make a decision yet until I receive everything.
I understand. All right, so Mr. Altenberg, the law enforcement officers can make an arrest, but it doesn't become an official charge until the state attorney files a charging document. They don't have enough information at this point to do so. So they're asking to continue it 1 week so they can make that charging decision. If they decide not to proceed with the case, it's something called a no information that will be filed by the state attorney. You can check on the clerk's website to see if that's been filed before next Monday, because if you see something that says no information, a document entitled that means the state is not pursuing the charge and you will not need to come back to court. Does that make sense? All right. Of course, if you don't see that, you need to be here next Monday. All right. And that'll be at 9 o'clock. Tommy, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, March 8th at 9 o'clock.
It is 9 o'clock, yes?
Correct.
March 8th, 9 o'clock. Let me just check your address, sir, so we can mail you a notice. Are you still at 5090 Cherrywood Drive?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, so you're free to go. Be back here a week from today at 9 o'clock unless you can see that the state has dropped the charge, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good day. It's probably the safest thing to do. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
All right. I do have 2 attorneys on Zoom. Let me start with Ms. Heumann. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Heumann on behalf of Max Solano Gonzalez. Case number is 20MM1751.
Okay.
It's a petition to expunge, Your Honor, and I believe everything has been filed. I emailed the order to your JA this morning. I thought this was going to be in person, so I just emailed it to her this morning. So if Your Honor wants to make it pending payment of the clerk's fee, we'll have to get that over.
Oh, okay. That's fine. So well, let me do this. State any objection.
No, Your Honor.
All right. There is a motion to expunge in the court file. There is a supporting affidavit. A certificate of eligibility has been filed as well, which the permission to expunge. The fee to the clerk has not been paid. So I'm assuming, can you get that paid today?
Yes.
Then I don't need to amend the order. It's granted pending payment of the clerk's fee, and I can sign the order this afternoon.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Take care. And I don't know if we called the case number. That was 20MM151. And Ms. Fish, good morning.
Good morning. Attorney Monica Fish. This is for an expungement petition 2020 MM 001166, Mohammed Khan. And I have filed everything. The payment has been made, and I am going to be emailing a proposed order in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
All right. State any.
No objection.
Okay. There is a motion to expunge and file along with a supporting affidavit, a certificate of eligibility, to expunge has been filed as well. Payment has been tendered, therefore the motion is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Is that it? You have something at 10 o'clock, I see.
I do. Should
All right.
we resolve that now or later?
I'll see you back at 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you. Bye.
All right. Ms. Woodley, do you have something on the 9 o'clock?
I have one person, but it's with Osmo Diaz Ramirez in case number 20 MM 1174. He's in custody just to do with waiver.
Okay.
I did put in for a request to have it because there's going to be a conflict. I don't believe he would have had a chance to sign it yet. I think it was just this morning.
All right.
By the end of the day, we should have that. So there shouldn't be a conflict for my office.
I'm not sure I see. Oh,
It might be too early for my front desk to send it to.
is this the one that you also saw that was in custody?
He is in custody.
He's in custody, but she already told me he wasn't even
I
signed
see.
the call.
All right. All right. So you're entering a denial on your client's behalf. I'm going to have the
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brian. I just wanted to let you know that by the end of the day, you should have a further signature to conflict in my office. One conflict.
all right.
I want to get it done as soon as I can with you.
I appreciate that.
But yes, entering into my office today.
Okay. And this is assigned to me. So, Tommy, what'll be my earliest date for the status?
The earliest date is March 9th.
For me, for VOP status?
For probation hearing, yes.
It's a Tuesday.
Correct.
That's your regular VOP docket, not a DV.
Yeah, for DV.
Oh, the DV. Sorry about that. Your next one is April 5th.
All right, I'm gonna put on April 5th for status. And then of course, you know, as soon as they get appointed, if they need to go. All right, thank you.
The only one left, Your Honor, is Millie Garcia, 21 MM 220. That's the one you need to fill.
All right, Mr. Stewart, he's in custody and he's unrepresented, so it's just easy to apply it to the docket. Is that okay?
2:15, yes, that's fine.
And is that it for 9 o'clock?
That's it.
That wasn't terribly exciting. All right. All right, I guess I'll see everybody at 10.
Okay,
Oh.
see you at 10.
Before you go, Mr. Stewart, real quick thing.
Karen is in custody, asking for a continuance, and if
Mr. Stewart, were you able to hear Ms. Woodley?
No, I couldn't hear anything.
All right, this is 20 MM 1436, 20 MM 2060, State of Florida versus Keen Salters. Ms. Woodley is asking for continuance with a waiver, and she is requesting an offer from the state.
Yes, I'll speak to Miss Thomas about the offer. He also has a pending felony where she's also the victim. So that complicates things a bit, but I will at least try and come up with an offer for the misdemeanor cases.
Very well. My next DV docket is April
5th.
That is quite a ways away. Are you going back? Are you setting
Sure. Are you expecting a resolution on the felony charge as well?
I can't speak for the attorney, but this is not a felony, this is a violation of probation, so I can certainly.
Okay. Mr. Stewart, do you object to me putting this on the 22nd for a trial call? It's a status. It's a status at that point. I mean, we could theoretically go to trial from there. I'm backup.
The issue, Judge, is I have to send subpoenas if we're setting the case for trial. So, I mean, is the defense announcing ready for trial, or I don't understand?
Defense is announcing ready for trial.
Okay, then if I could have one moment.
Yeah. On both cases.
Judge, it looks like my witnesses are available, and I guess since Ms. Thomas is here, I can ask her. Ms. Thomas, are you available for trial if we need you the week of March 22nd?
I think as of now I should be.
Okay.
It just depends, because like right now I'm actually at work.
Well,
So
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
yeah, I should be.
All right. So Ms. Thomas, this is Judge Brown. So here's where we're at. Monday the 22nd is a trial call. Okay. The trial will not start that day. That's a day where I'm just going to see if anyone needs a continuance, if there's issues, if there's any plea deals. That's going to happen on Monday. Okay. You are welcome to be present. You are not required to be present.
Okay.
If we go to trial, it'll be, starting, the 23rd and possibly 24th or 25th. That's if another judge doesn't take priority over me. So what you can do is make an appointment to speak to Mr. Stewart beforehand, so you know where things are going to go with that, okay?
So now, will both cases be concurrent, meaning the misdemeanors and the felony? Is that going to be run together, or just two totally different court dates?
It will
Or
not be,
sentencings?
it will not be the same court dates.
Okay.
If a plea deal is reached, it may, I stress the word may, be everything all together. That has not been worked out yet.
Okay.
All right. So the best thing to do, like I said, is make an appointment to speak to Mr. Stewart, who can let you know exactly where things stand, what the plea offer, is going to be, and whether or not we're going to trial. He'll know as we get closer to that 22nd date. Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Stewart, will you be contacting me?
Yes, ma'am. We will be in touch, and we'll probably have you into the office or talk about a time where we can discuss the trial and how it's going to go well in advance of the 22nd.
Okay. So just FYI, I will be out of the state starting next Thursday. So if you can contact me either before, so that's March the 11th, and I'll be returning on the 13th. So either before or after then will be great.
Okay, absolutely.
All right. As usual, any pretrial motions need to be filed no later than 5 p.m. on Friday the 19th, or they will not be heard. All right. All right. Thank you, Ms. Thomas.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. So if you have other, 10 o'clocks where you're waiving your client's appearance, you can address them now.
Okay, certainly. The property director of Joel, all right, and I'm gonna probably miss
Antonio Joel Arroyo.
No, it's not a good thing when Bill is getting the pronunciation better than you. That's not a good sign.
That's Bob Katie's question.
You need to talk to. Oh, okay.
You can call in.
You need to talk to Eduardo. He's going to teach you how to roll your R's. All right. All right. So this is 21MM136, 21MM134, and 21MM135. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, if I just text this and got those three cases, if I could set 21 and then 136 for your trial call on March 22nd.
Just 136.
Yes, 136.
What about 134 and 135? What do you want to do?
If I just keep exemption as free trial.
All right, Mr. Stewart. Ms. Woodley is asking to set 21 MM 136 for trial, but continue the other two.
I'd ask to set them all, Judge. I don't see why we would set one and not the other two. Well, we're ready on all three, so.
All right, I'm a little confused as to why as well. What's the grounds for the continuance on the other two? What's the grounds for the continuance on the other two?
We can set all three, that's fine.
All right, so the state's ready on all three?
I am, hold on one second, Judge, I'm sorry. I'm just double checking witnesses before I get out ahead of myself. Yes, we are available on all three. So yes, if we could set them all.
All right, then all three cases will be set March 22nd, 9 o'clock for calendar call. Last time my intention was to do it virtually and nobody listened to me. So I might as well just make it an in-person docket. Mr. Stewart, you're welcome to appear virtually if you wish, but it's going to be set as an in-person docket for calendar call.
Okay.
All right. Can't beat them, join them.
That's true.
All right. And
Don't have anyone else there on leaving. I'm sorry, I correction. Oxford Forest, Alvarado, in 19579. This is the DOP, that is first, right?
do I have it on the docket? 19 CT 2579.
Yeah.
I must have accidentally put that away. Oh, there it is. All right.
And this was waiver of appearance. You can touch it.
All right. Set for VOP today. Why is this VOP set today?
I'm not, this is 21 and then 4, probably is a more sense of that.
It was put together because he also has 21 MM 4. Got it. All right. So we have an arraignment on the MM case. Or is this it's a pretrial, excuse me. Yes.
It is a trial.
All right, so we're set for pretrial on 21 and 4, and then we're set for status on 19 CT 2579 for the VOP.
So for the DOP, if I can set that first hearing and then for the 21,
All right, Mr. Stewart, Ms. Woodley is requesting a trial on 21 MM 4 and a hearing on the VOP.
I have an officer who is out from the 21st to the 27th. So what we,
Trial week.
pardon me?
Pretty much wipes out my trial week.
Yes, but we could set the VOP for a hearing, I suppose, at some point.
Why don't we put them both together on April 5th on the 10 o'clock, and we'll set it for April 5th, 10 o'clock for hearing on the VOP. That'll be a state continuance on the new law violation. And who knows if depending on how the hearing goes, that might resolve the misdemeanor. So,
Okay, so just so I'm clear, Judge, we're going to do the VOP hearing on April 5th at 10 a.m.
yes, sir.
Okay, and yes, witnesses are available, so yes, that works.
Very good. All right.
And all my cases
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I'm sorry, I've got a couple other clients on the 10 a.m. docket, but I don't want to make sure.
All right, then we'll go off the record until people show up. Thank you.
See you at 10.
Actually,
Right.
Your Honor, you might be able to address that today, because I don't need to show up if there's a acceptance offer diversion. Would you like me to address the question now?
I'm good to do whatever. I'm fine, taking care of cases right now. I just didn't want to, address a case for someone who's on their way to the courtroom.
Yeah, I don't expect them to be here because we're going to be accepting offers.
Okay, let's go ahead and address those. We're still on the record.
Alright, so the first one is starting from the bottom of the list, you are Solomon and 18118.
All right, let me just repeat that so they can hear me. Let me just repeat that so they can hear me.
Okay.
20 1818 Shawar Solomon.
He is going to be accepting the fees offer of diversion on for today.
All right, so you're asking for a continuance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Stewart, he wants to accept diversion. No objection to a continuance?
No objection.
The waiver?
Waiver.
All right, April 5th, 10 o'clock. All right, next.
And then Carlos Herrera in 20 1991 is also going to be accepting diversion on Mr. Cruz today, yesterday.
All right, Mr. Herrera, 20 1991 is accepting diversion, asking for a continuance with a waiver to April 5th. No objection?
Objection.
Ricardo Capello and 20 2028. I am going to actually come back at 10 a.m. I do need a valid phone number for him and maybe confidence last time I spoke with him.
All right.
To officially put in a competency evaluation request.
He was here.
He was.
Yeah, he did come in and then we told him it's at 10 o'clock. He went, okay. And walked
Okay,
back.
good.
Do you want to wait until he gets here? Okay. No problem.
And that brings us to Randy and 20 276. I need to speak with Mr. Stewart about that because it should be a resolution that needs to be things by the offer that we're holding now. So I need to talk to you.
All right. All right. So, Ramey, 20 276. The defense is asking for a continuance with a waiver.
With a waiver.
All right. No objection from the store. No objection from the state.
No objection.
Well, Mr. Stewart, I'll email you on comment.
All right. April 5th at 10 o'clock.
And then John Smith, 18 2435. This was, he found incompetent. Back in June of 2019, in my office had not filed a motion to dismiss after March.
Oh. There was an order adjudging the defendant, or we're talking about State of Florida versus John Gregory Smith, 18 2435. I signed an order adjudging the defendant incompetent to proceed on June 12th, 2019. State any objection to the defense's motion dismissed this time.
Judge, I set it for a hearing for the court to dismiss it, and I provided the court an order.
All right, the motion is granted. The case will be dismissed.
And there's one other on the docket, Judge, that's in that same posture. I'm gonna say it's a 2012, it's an old case.
Yep, I saw that. There it is. It's State of Florida versus Julie Ann McNall, 12 2403. The court found the defendant to be incompetent.
Many years ago.
2013. In 2013.
We're making the same request.
The motion's granted. All right, and I do have the orders from the state. Tommy, I'll get those signed and get those to you, okay?
Okay.
Your Honor, we do have a lady from the 10 o'clock that's unrepresented, that's present.
All right.
Case number 21MM205, Daniela Maria Contreras.
All right, ma'am, come on up. All right. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
One moment. Ma'am, you're here for a charge of battery. The state did file an information. I'm going to ask the state attorney who's on Zoom what the offer is to resolve your case, and we can talk about your options, okay? Mr. Stewart?
Judge, the offer is diversion.
All right. And has anyone explained to you what diversion is?
No.
All right. It's a program that is offered by the state to first-time offenders that essentially, if you complete all of the requirements, they will dismiss the charge.
Okay.
All right. Now, I believe for domestic violence case, one of those requirements is batterer's intervention a requirement of diversion, or is it an anger management course?
Judge, in this case, the only requirements are a mental health evaluation and following any recommendations of that and 20 hours of community service.
All right. So, ma'am, if you'd like to exercise that option, you can sign up for it. If you get those things done that Mr. Stewart just said, the state will dismiss the charge. Would you like to accept that or reject that?
Accept.
All right, very good. So what I'm going to do, ma'am, is I'm going to give you a new court date.
Okay.
All right. It's going to be April 5th
Okay.
at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Perfect.
If you have signed up for diversion before then, if you signed that contract, you do not need to come back to court anymore.
Okay.
All right. If you have not signed that contract, you must be here on April 5th. You understand?
Yes.
All right. In the meantime, has the diversion contract already been filed?
Yes, Judge, she needs, what she should do is go over to county probation, give them her name and information, tell them she would like to sign up for diversion, and hopefully they will make her an appointment with Mr. Cruz to sign up.
All right. So, ma'am, what Mr. Stewart is saying is you can sign up today.
Okay.
So in order to do that, or at least you can set the appointment to sign up today,
Okay.
go to county probation, which is here on the first floor.
Yes.
Go in the atrium by the vending machines, okay? Go over there, tell them you'd like to sign up for diversion, and give them your name.
Okay.
And I don't know if you have your case number.
I do.
Give them your name and case number. They will see that the packet is already in the file, and they'll be able to get you started, okay?
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, have a good day, man.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, hold on before we go off the record. Ms. Woodley, anything else you can address on the 10 o'clock?
I don't believe so. I think that's it.
Then let's go off the record. Can everyone hear me? Okay. All right, we are going ahead and you're back on the record. We're going to address the 10 o'clock docket. Mr. Fayette is present in the courtroom. So you're here for Simon Hernandez, 20MM 1842. Were you expecting your client to appear?
No, Judge, she's in Immokalee jail, but I filed a plea of abstention.
Ah, all right. There is a plea in absentia in the court file. Mr. Stewart, have you had a chance to review it? And do you have any objection to the plea in absentia?
I am checking it out right now, Judge.
All right. And Tommy, what I see is it's an adjudication of guilt. Costs $185.50. Excuse me, cost of investigation to the sheriff's office. 60 days county jail with credit for all time served, no contact with the victim.
Second, let me just enter all that in.
Sure. Fayette, I do have a request. The prints are not really legible the way it was scanned. Can you submit the exhibit?
I sent it to, he was in quarantine, didn't come out of jail. And they sent them back. My secretary's been taking them at the office for other people out of custody, and I told her, you can better job than
So yeah, if you have the originals, if you could file them, I'd appreciate it.
Judge, the only thing that's missing,
Yes.
and I originally sent an offer to Mr. Fayette and then I supplemented it at a certain point. I don't think this will make a difference, but there's $1,000 restitution to the Attorney General's office. Since he's not going on probation, this would have to go to a civil lien. So if Mr. Fayette has no objection to that, I would just prepare a civil lien order in that amount for
Well,
Mr. Hernandez.
That's not in the plea in absentia.
Explain that to me. I guess I'm at a loss as to where
The victim's compensation fund.
and if he's not on there, he's not going to pay it. I mean, we can put it out there, Judge, but I expect he's going to be going from here with it. They can take it back as soon as it goes through. So he's going to be gone this year. If not today, probably.
Right. I guess my concern is it's not in the plea in absentia. And we're talking about a $1,000 restitution order.
I didn't put it in there. I didn't see that, Mr. Stewart. I apologize. No, I haven't done that before. That wasn't on my wheel.
That's okay. I mean, it seems like a formal. It doesn't seem like it would be very significant if he's going to be deported, but the Attorney General's office is pretty. I mean, the statutory language is pretty clear about being ordered. That's why I'm hesitant not to order it. But I'll defer to the court as to how we should handle it. But I mean, it would just be a civil lien.
I think the court has the ability to do it as cost in their judgment.
Okay.
He understands the situation. I'm comfortable with saying that's okay.
Okay. If it's not, you'll let me know. You file a motion. Okay. All right. That's
Judge,
fine.
I'll do an order after court, and I'll CC Mr. Fayette on it.
All right. In all seriousness, if you speak to your client and there's some issue with that, by all means, file a motion. Let me know. I'll bring this banner back.
I'll do so.
All right. But otherwise,
And I don't know if you've come across the amount of jail that's been passed about being essential to have kind of important. They can be resolved. They got it back in a day.
wow, that's great. Thank you for letting me know. And Mr. Stewart, you've spoken with the victim. The victim approves of the plea offer.
Yes, Judge.
And I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find that there is a sufficient factual basis and venue. I reviewed the plea in absentia. It does have a correct description of the terms of the plea, except for what was just discussed. But we can deem those as cause of prosecution because they are statutorily mandated. There's a complete recitation of the rights of the defendant, which is acknowledged by the defendant by his signature before a law enforcement officer. And there's an attached set of somewhat legible prints. Therefore, I will accept the plea and impose sentence in just a moment. If Tommy, if you could do a share screen when you're ready.
Yep.
All right. It'll be an adjudication of guilt, $572 in court costs, $50 public defender application fee, $50 cost of prosecution, $185.50 cost of investigation at the Collier County Sheriff's Office. There's a $1,000 order of restitution payable to the Attorney General's Victim Compensation Fund that we'll need to add to this.
Okay.
60 days in the Collier County Jail with credit for all time served, no contact with the victims. And for what it's worth, 90 days to pay. And Mr. Stewart, you'll get me a civil judgment that I can sign.
Yes, Judge. I'm going to do that as soon as we're done.
All right, very good.
And I'll try and add those prints to the next courthouse round we do it.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Fayette.
I'm not sure how I'll let them figure it out. I'll bring it in and see how they'll get it.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. All right, I do have one other, there's a gentleman who's in the courtroom. Ms. Woodley, is this gentleman your client?
My client,
All right.
In this case, they can do get some records and
All right. That's perfectly fine. All right, Mr. Stewart, this is 20 MM 2028. The defense is asking for a continuance with a waiver to determine whether or not a motion for competency evaluation should be appropriately filed.
No objection.
All right. We'll set this on April 5th at 10 o'clock for a pretrial conference. And Ms. Woodley, you'll speak to your client, make sure he knows about his next court date.
yeah, I will.
All right, and for the record, Mr. Capello is present in the courtroom. Good morning, sir. All right. So your attorney's going to talk to you in just a minute about what's going to come up next, okay? All right.
I believe that was my last client for the docket.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too.
Take care. All right, and I do have some attorneys on Zoom now. Hold on. Mr. Schwartz, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
1 second. I've got Jonas Adonis CA.
Yeah, that's
20 MM 1971. Yes, sir.
that's correct, Your Honor. I have filed a plea in absentia on his behalf.
All right. Mr. Stewart, please review it and let me know if you approve of the plea in absentia.
Yes, Judge.
I do have a concern. There is a pending motion to dismiss filed. Is there an explicit waiver of the or withdrawal of the motion? Yeah. Just because normally as part of a plea colloquy, we would address that.
Sorry, Your Honor, there's a pending motion to dismiss. Is that what you had said? You came in and out there.
There's a motion to dismiss that was filed on January 29th. It has not yet been heard. And so is there anything in the plea in absentia that addresses that there's this motion pending and it's not going to be heard?
I don't believe there is, but I can, on the record, drop the motion to dismiss.
Mr. Stewart, are you comfortable with that?
I am in this instance, based on reading the motion to dismiss. I don't believe it was proper in the sense that it wasn't a C4 motion, or it wasn't. It didn't traditionally read like a C4 motion. So I'm comfortable that if the court had heard the testimony, it would have been denied anyways. So I'm okay going forward with the plea.
Fair enough. All right. Then I have reviewed the plea in absentia. Mr. Stewart, the terms of the plea are correct in the PIA?
They are, Judge, yes.
And you've spoken with the victim and they approve of this resolution?
Yes, she did.
Then having reviewed the plea in absentia, I find it to be freely known, voluntarily entered. Is there an affidavit? There is not. Counsel, will you stipulate to a factual basis and venue?
I will, yes, Your Honor.
Then I will accept the plea as freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entered, and Tommy, were you able to get the terms of the plea off the plea in absentia, or do you need me to read them out to you?
No, yeah, I'm gonna share the screen with you now.
Okay, very good. To the charge of violation of injunction, adjudication of guilt. Is it an adjudication of guilt, or is it a withhold?
A withhold.
I'm sorry?
It's a withhold.
It's a withhold. All right. All right, withhold of adjudication, $220 in court costs, $50 cost of prosecution, 12 months of probation. Special conditions of probation are as follows. May not possess or consume any alcoholic beverages, no entering bars, taverns, saloons, pubs, lounges, package stores, no alcoholic beverages in the residence. Subject to random breathalyzer and your analysis at the defendant's expense. Must undergo a mental health evaluation following any recommended treatment. No contact with the victim. May petition the court for early termination upon serving 6 months and otherwise completing all conditions. Did I get everything correct?
Yes, Judge.
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Schwartz.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah. All right. Let's see who's next. Ms. Fish, welcome back.
Good morning, Attorney Monica Fish. And this is for Angela Reinhardt, case number 20MM1666.
Good morning again. Yes, ma'am. What are we doing today?
I'd like another continuance. I'm still talking with the client about the offer, and we are still requesting a diversion.
All right. Sure.
Judge, I don't have an objection to a continuance. However, I would ask that this be the last one, because the reason for the continuance is the same reason it's been the last few times, is that the defense is asking for a diversion, and I cannot make that offer in this case. So that's not going to change.
Okay. All right. The motion to continue is granted. We'll put the April 5th at 10 o'clock. Tommy, please indicate last continuance, please.
Okay.
And then Ms. Fish, I wish you the best of luck trying to change Mr. Stewart's mind, but otherwise, if you're unsuccessful, we'll talk about where we're going from there at that point.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Mr. Casassa, good morning.
Morning, Judge. Judge, I have a motion for depositions.
All right, this is 20
there are
MM one. Hold on, this is 20 MM 1711, State of Florida versus Zachary Thatcher. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay, Judge. So there are 4 witnesses listed. I'm primarily interested in one, a civilian witness named Megan Hurrell, Hurrell. I don't have any idea if the state would agree to that. If not, then I'll make some argument.
Mr. Stewart.
Judge, can I just have one moment? I didn't realize that. I just thought we were here for a pretrial. If I could just have 1 second to look over the requests.
Sure.
So Megan Hurrell, I would be opposed to, just based on the fact that she wrote a statement.
All right. Mr. Casassa, go ahead.
Judge, she indeed did write a statement, but the statement raises more questions than it answers. The police report indicates that there was absolutely no injuries on this woman, April Conklin, who's the alleged victim. However, my client did have an injury to his lip. Ms. Hurrell obviously is the state's entire case, as she's the only eyewitness. Ms. Conklin, I think, has filed a drop charge form, or at least is intending to. So I think this deposition might actually help resolve the case, Judge.
All right. Well, over the state's objection, the motion to take deposition is granted.
I will send in an order, Judge, and I'm going to request a continuance of the waiver.
All right. April 5th at 10 o'clock for pretrial.
That's a pretrial, Judge?
Yes, sir. You'll get me an order?
I will, Judge. I'll send it in. Thank you.
Oh, well, hold on. I have a quick question. You said the motion was for four witnesses, but
I'm willing to waive the other 3. I'll just take Ms. Hurrell.
Okay.
So I'll fill out the checks for you and send it to your office, Judge.
Well, oh, wait. No. What do you mean fill out the checks?
Well, I will check declined for the 3 witnesses I don't wish to take.
Okay. I just,
I'll go ahead and put your signature on it, Judge. No problem.
thank you, Mr. Casassa.
Thank you, Judge. Good day.
You too. All right. Let's see. I have attorney Aaron Spire.
Yes, good morning, Judge. How are you?
Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I have Jeffrey Hitchin, 2019 MM2350.
Yes, ma'am. What would you like to do?
I'd like to continue it. The contract for PTI, I think, is being sent over to probation today. So I just need to set an appointment with my client to get that taken care of.
All right. State no objection to the continuance for that purpose.
No objection.
All right. April 5th at 10 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too, ma'am. Take care. Mr. Gorman. Mr. Gorman. All right. Ms. Upson.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Doing very well.
Douglas Gibbler, 20 MM91.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stewart made an amended offer to resolve the case. I did convey it to Mr. Gibbler, and Mr. Gibbler would like to take that agreement. He has to do a number of things in order for the state to do what they've agreed to do. He has to do a number of community service hours and do a substance abuse evaluation and follow recommendations. So at this point, I would ask to remove it from the trial cycle and put in another pretrial. And Mr. Gibbler will be working to accomplish his tasks in the meantime.
Okay. State no objection.
Objection.
All right. April 5th, 10 o'clock for pretrial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too, thanks.
Mr. Gorman, you there? Oh, there you are.
Good morning, Judge. We have Octavio Calderon. Judge, we're ready for trial on Mr. Calderon's case.
All right. State, you ready?
What's the case number? I'm sorry.
Right, this is 20 MM1944.
I could have one moment, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I have at least one witness out. I have a witness out during that trial cycle. I additionally would have objected to a trial date, Judge, just based on the fact that this case is fairly new. But for those two reasons, I'm going to ask for a continuance.
All right. All right, Mr. Gorman, with the has speedy previously been waived in this case?
I don't believe so, Judge.
I think this is the first time up for a pretrial.
All right. All right. Over the defendant's request for a trial, given the state motion continue, it is granted. We'll put it on April 5th at 10 o'clock for pretrial. But as far as we know, I mean, I don't know when speedy trial dates will be reinstated, but the speedy has not yet been waived on this case. All right.
Have a good day, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Gorman. You too.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care, Stewart.
You too.
All right. So, Mr. Troy, the only one I have left. Oh no, she was here. I think that's it. I just had Mr. Garcia, who we'll see at 2:15.
Yes.